How do you follow that? I mean, that's awesome. Okay, let's give him another hand, please. Okay, please. Just a couple of admin announcements. If you need to go to the restroom, go back to where the tables are. And in those tables, you'll find that you can support us, okay, by buying those T-shirts that advertises Bataan Legacy Historical Society, and also buy some raffle tickets. They're only $1, okay? But we've got prizes coming from the best ice cream shops in the city. We got it from Hapag Restaurant, I believe Tiffany's parents. We also have some from CPK. That's a California, is that Pizza Kitchen, okay? So we've got quite a few incentives there, okay? Buy your tickets now. If you have to go to the restroom, just go ahead and drop it and get those tickets and come on back. Because like I said, we got a full show, okay? And really, we want to honor everybody here. I know some people are coming in late. We want to make sure you stick around because we will honor a lot of the seniors and a lot of veterans who have fought at the times that Eddie was talking about, and some of you will be hearing from. Right now, we've got the Philippine Scouts that's going to be up, and I want to be able to introduce those folks that are going to be coming up here as they come up. I want to introduce Paul Ruiz, okay? He's a graduate from UC Berkeley in 1987. He was commissioned as Second Lieutenant of Infantry. He completed the U.S. Army's Northern Warfare School, Airborne School, and Infantry Officer Basic Course. Now a self-described chairborne ranger. Paul has been an insurance executive in San Francisco for almost 30 years. Paul's father, Jose Ruiz, was a Philippine scout who served from 1934 until his retirement in 1959. He fought in Bataan, survived the death march in Camp O'Donnell Prison. Fought as a guerrilla and later in the Korean War. Paul's proudest moment was being commissioned an officer by his father. Okay, we have Rick Villarina. Rick, step on up, sir. Rick Villarina Sr. joined the U.S. Air Force. Upon arrival in San Francisco in 1956 with his father, Ricardo Villarina Sr., of the 45th Infantry Regiment, Rick Villarina Jr., okay. He commanded the U.S. Air Force aircraft maintenance squadrons at Clark Air Base in the Philippines and the annual JCS exercise Team Spirit to Suwon Air Base, South Korea. After 26 years of service, he retired from the Air Force with the rank of Major in 1990 and embarked on another career with the American Express International in Bahrain until 2008. He's also on medical missions in the Philippines. Come and join him, okay? That's Rick Villarina. We have Rudy Cabigas. Rudy spent most of his career with the San Jose Fire Department, where he retired with the rank of fire captain after 30 years of service. He was elected in the Scotts Valley Fire Board in 2002. He is an active member of the Philippine Scouts Heritage Society. He was inspired by his father, Sir Yaco Cabigas of the 26th Cavalry Regiment, and his uncles, who were also in the same regiment, Saturnino Cabigas and Alberto Cabigas, who died at Camp O'Donnell. Okay, next we have Jesse Huberty. Oh, excuse me, Jesse. Okay. All right, those are the three folks that are going to be talking about the Philippine Scouts. Let's give them a big hand, please.
Thank you, Cecilia, and thank you all for coming. I'm just going to jump right into this because we have a lot of material to cover in a very short amount of time. World War II was a seminal event of the 20th century. Over 60 million people were killed, roughly 3% of the world's population in 1940. 61 countries were involved. Very many stories have been told and well documented, while many others have been lost to history. The stories you will hear today include perspectives that were on the verge of being lost or forgotten in time. The story of the Philippine Scouts is one such example. In my brief segment, I will introduce you to the unit, their heroics and suffering, and to their legacy. This was a unit of the United States Army that was considered by many of their West Point educated officers as among the finest soldiers who ever fought for the United States. From this unit, 3 soldiers received the Congressional Medal of Honor, including the first for the United States Army. From this unit, the iconic M1 Garand rifle was first used in combat with brutal efficiency. From this unit, the last U.S. Army horse cavalry charge was conducted. And from this unit, many children of Scouts went on to serve in the military, some rising as high as Lieutenant General. This timeline provides a very brief overview. The main takeaway point I'd like to point out to you is that the Japanese hoped to quickly conquer Asia and force a truce with the United States, who was going to focus on Europe. The U.S. and Philippine forces disrupted that timetable, allowing the United States time to regroup, and the Scouts were considered by many the backbone of the Philippine defense. The Scouts were formed at the turn of the century by American forces fighting insurrectionists following the Spanish-American War. Setting aside the irony of American forces denying Filipinos the independence that they themselves cherished, the time spent as an American Commonwealth did lead to the building of schools, roads, hospitals, and overall stability. This is a recently found photo of my dad's unit, the 12th Ordnance Company in Garrison. My dad is in the front row, second from the left. But where the Scouts excelled most was in the field. That was their natural element, traversing the jungle terrain, as you can see, sometimes even on carabao. One item to note is that the Scouts were a unit within the United States Army, charged with defending the American Commonwealth. Many of the officers, as I mentioned, were West Point graduates who had the good fortune of commanding the highly trained and highly disciplined Scouts. The Scouts became the elite fighting force in the Philippines, and to join their ranks was a significant honor and mark of distinction. I once asked my dad what made the Scouts so good, and without blinking an eye, he said, training and discipline. These traits would be essential during the coming war. General MacArthur had approximately 12,000 Scouts at the start of the war. You can see from the photograph the World War I era uniforms. It should also be noted that much of their equipment was also World War I era, including the doughboy helmets.